much does a kitchen cost for the executive residence? The First Lady says almost $500,000. Hear what taxpayer groups have to say about that.
Well, many of us couldn't fathom spending $500,000 on our kitchen, let alone our entire house.
With the state still facing tight budgets, it could be hard to imagine such a big investment for a room in the executive residence. News 3's Dannika Lewis is on your side, tracking how your tax dollars could be spent.
Well, guys, the last remodel was back in 1986. Our cameras were not allowed into that kitchen today. Neither Governor Walker nor the First Lady would talk about the proposed $478,000 project. While Mrs. Walker is looking to fundraise for this, taxpayers could still be making up for the rest of those renovations. Governor Scott Walker hosts a few dozen guests to light the menorah. With celebration comes a full spread, and where there's food for this many, there's one heck of a kitchen.
In a sense, it can't fail. It always has to be in operation and be prepared for whatever's going to take place at the residence.
Al Curran spends most of his time remodeling this kind of kitchen, but he says the governor's mansion is not a normal house. With holiday gatherings and the occasional brat barbecue, it needs more of a commercial kitchen to accommodate the crowds.
Yes, it is a large sum of money, but in the scale of what takes place, it's like opening up a restaurant.
The First Lady wants to cover the $478,000 cost with donations. That includes updates to the industrial kitchen and kitchenette. The DOA sent off the project request to the State Building Commission in the past week.
A kitchen for the entire state, $500,000 isn't really big by comparison, but I understand it'll make some people unhappy.
Todd Berry with the Wisconsin Taxpayers Alliance says the mansion isn't really a home, but an entertaining space, a public display, and another state-run facility that just needs fixing.
I don't think most people would want the Capitol to go into disrepair or not be used, and I guess that's probably the way to think about it.
It does reflect all the taxpayers of the state of Wisconsin.
Now, Barry with the Taxpayers Alliance says the state budget is back on track, relatively speaking. He says even if fundraising fails, this project's price tag is nothing compared to the $1 billion in the state building budget. I spoke with another taxpayer watchdog group who thought contributions to this project should be limited so there is no risk of indirect influence over the governor. Certainly a story we haven't heard the end of, guys.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, and best of luck to the First Lady in her fundraising
Sure
efforts.
thing.
Dannika, thank you.